Another beautiful day out there today in Michigan. We have upper 70s, low 80s for a majority of us statewide. We're watching the chance of a passing storm up there in the central portion of the UP from Houghton to Marquette to Menominee. Going to keep an eye on that up there just in case, but overall, not too much expected today in terms of overall storm activity. Looking at tomorrow's forecast, much of the same, upper 70s, low 80s, minimal rain or storm chances tomorrow, but we do have a severe risk in place for a small portion of Michigan come Thursday. The southwest corner from roughly Kalamazoo and points southwestward, so South Haven over to Sturgis, Benton Harbor as well, in a marginal risk for severe weather come Thursday evening. We also could have a risk on Friday, but it is on the day 4 time frame. We'll have to wait for the day 3 to come out, which is tonight, which should be into Wednesday morning to see if that's going to be the case. But we'll go over the models here and get the idea of what's going to be happening here. So looking at the forecast for today, looking at the ARRR model, pop this open. That's not the sector I wanted. This is it. This is what I want here. So Midwest look, looking at the future forecast here, we're seeing mostly dry conditions through the day today. A chance of a pop-up storm up there in the UP, but overall not seeing too much here on the model. And as we get into tomorrow morning, we stay dry, but we are watching developing low pressure system off to our west here, switching to the NAM model, a bit longer term model here. Going to go ahead and hop over here to the surface products here on the temperature. We're going to see that low pressure system right about here start to make its appearance across the plains. This is into tomorrow. Notice we're in the right around 80 degrees here tomorrow. That's going to bring a low pressure system up into Minnesota. If you recall, we talked about this, I believe, on Sunday. That low pressure did track further north. We'll be talking a little more perhaps of some instability working into the state that could fuel some storms. And that does appear to be the case here as that low has kind of pulled back to the north. So as a result, more instability is going to be pulled up from the south. Looking at the overlap of wind shear and instability into the Thursday time frame, we are seeing majority of that shifted off to our south and to our west there, especially across Missouri, Iowa, and Illinois. But it does come very close here to the Michigan border. So that's kind of why that severe risk is in place. The higher risk definitely across portions of Illinois, perhaps back into Missouri and Iowa. But the NAM model does have a little bit of a westward bias as well. So kind of shift that expectation a bit further east. It kind of lands in that Southwest Michigan zone. So understandable why they went ahead and put a risk there for Berrien County, Kalamazoo area for that Thursday evening time frame. Hazards not yet completely known. More so looking at probably damaging wind as your main concern. Excuse me. As we get into that time frame. Then into Thursday, the NAM model does shift some instability into the state, but the majority of it here on this model does stay off to the south. So Friday is a day to watch as well, given that there is potential for instability in the area, although we're not going to know specifics just yet until we get closer. The GFS model also kind of shows similar picture to what the NAM model is showing. The better instability for Thursday is off to the west and south of us, but it does have it in Michigan here on Friday. So we're going to keep an eye on that to see how that develops as that low pressure system does move off to the north and north and west of us. Apologize. Looking at the overall rainfall expectations, it has come down just a bit with that further north of a low track. We are still seeing roughly about a ½ inch to an inch of rain for pretty much statewide here from Thursday into that Saturday afternoon time frame. So majority of that Friday period will likely be rainy, but it's not looking as rainy as it did back at the early parts of this week. So overall takeaway, expect rain chances to increase starting Thursday afternoon and evening. Those will continue into Friday, linger into Saturday morning before we kind of dry out again, and more chances of rain come Saturday night into Sunday. As far as severe weather goes, kind of watch that Thursday night time frame right now for Southwest Michigan, but also keep an eye for Friday if they do shift any risk into the state. Models have to trend that way first as of right now. Instability is further south of us, so minimal concern. All right, that is your forecast. Looking at the overall picture of things, beautiful next 2 days, rainy end of the week. The aurora tonight for Tuesday night into Wednesday is looking less and less likely. We are seeing a drop in our data here. We want to see. It was a nice geomagnetic storm we had Sunday night, but yesterday was kind of a dud, and it's kind of dropping off even further today. So We're not expecting anything really to happen tonight unless we get another impact of energy from the sun. We call them CMEs, or coronal mass ejections. We'll keep an eye out for it. And of course, if anything happens, we'll have updates on our Facebook page for that. But right now, the expectation is for a quiet evening for the aurora. But we could still see some meteors. So if you want to go out and keep an eye on the sky, the potential for meteors is definitely still there. I'd say tonight's probably the last best night to go look for it before it starts kind of dropping off and tailing off. But definitely some potential there as far as viewing goes for meteors. So with that being said, we'll have updates on our page as needed. With that being said, we'll see you guys tomorrow. But before I go, quick shout out here to our sponsor, Katz Roofing and Siding. We appreciate them for sponsoring us. They have your window, gutter, and roofing and siding needs covered in South Central Michigan. They are based out of Lansing and Battle Creek. Number to call is 517-485-9886. Feel free to give them a shout if you need some work done on your house. With that being said, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow here at Michigan Storm Chasers.